So on June 17th, in the afternoon, I was body surfing, jumped into the wave a little bit wrong, I guess, and it picked me up and slammed me down on my head. After I got hit, I started ragdolling in the wave, in the spiral of the wave, and I knew that, again, I didn't feel the impact, but I knew that something pretty bad had happened. I remember my friends kind of freaking out, trying to get a hold of an ambulance to come get me. As they were opening the doors of the ambulance is when I lost complete control of my body. And I still had all 5 of my senses, but I couldn't react in any way.
Wesley had a unique injury. One of his vessels that feed the brain was dissected, which means it was torn. Torn vessels can cause strokes to happen, which is what happened with him.
They were talking to me about moving my hands and stuff, and I couldn't. Once they worked their way up to the eyes, they finally asked me, "Can you move your eyes?" And I tried, and I couldn't. So that's when it got more scary.
Stroke is debilitating, especially the stroke that he was having. It can cause what's called locked-in syndrome, where the patient is alive and that's it.
We work closely with trauma and education about recognizing strokes and the correct tests to run. So instead of having to wait for them to call the physician, they can run those tests themselves, and the physician can read those results at home on their phones utilizing Viz AI, which is an artificial intelligence app that we use to recognize strokes.
The technology is rapidly expanding. We've got catheters that we can put through the groin up into the head and suck out clot and reverse the stroke in minutes. You came through these doors. Did it? On your back. On a stretcher. Then we slide you onto the table, put your head in here. So that catheter, the tip of that catheter right there, that's what was in your artery.
As soon as I woke up, I felt mostly fine. I mean, it hurt if I moved my neck at all, but I felt fine. So I had to wait until I got a larger vest brace, and that was on Monday, and that's when I was able to walk the first time. And it was just difficult getting my balance. I had full control, but the balance of figuring out your balance without being able to center your head, that was the most difficult part.
So I came walking up and I was like, who's that guy? You know, he's standing up here talking. I'm like, oh, that's Wes. I only saw him flat on the table. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
That's one of the great things about being on the neuro team is you, unfortunately, you see patients come in at their worst, a lot of times paralyzed, not able to talk, and when they're able to leave the hospital with very few deficits, it makes it all worth it.